Hello, my fellow flippers. How y'all doing out there? This is Lonnie, and this is the time for our weekly What I Sold on eBay show. I do it every Monday. I'm going to try to do it every Monday at least. And guys, the guys that are in the chat right now, I see Brick Stackers and Side Hustle Pro. If one of y'all could tell me if the video and the sound is good, I would really appreciate it. Nick and Andrea Hills, look at this. I do not know what time it is there, Nick, but it can't be good, man. It must be like 2, 3 a.m., something like that. What time is it there, Nick? And tell me, please, if you can see me and hear me okay, because I do want to get this show on the road. We got Angie in there too, Treasured Vintage. Hey, Angie. And guys, I want to start off. I'm going to let you know, I'm going to try and keep this show nice and tight. I'm in the deep South, and we tend around here to not really be that concise, to really ramble on, tell stories, not in a hurry. So I'm going to try and kind of curb that a little bit today, but I'm already babbling on. Oh, Nick says it's 1:36. Hey, Christian, how you doing, man? Yeah, okay, that's not that bad. I was up to like 2 something last night. I'm already rambling on. So let me get right to it. I do have a little timeline here. First, guys, I want to apologize if you watched the last live stream that I did with me, Michael, and Glenn. It cut off abruptly, and we weren't able to get it back. Hangouts took a dump, and the only way I was going to be able to get it back was to start a new stream. I was going to have to give everybody the link again. We were already near the end of the show, so I just went ahead and called it. It wasn't ideal, but that's what it was. It's just one of those things, guys. Listing has been supposedly the thing I've been really stressing, to myself. I've been watching a lot of Crazy Picker Life, and those guys really talk about the listing over and over and over. And I had a goal. I wanted to hit 100, and you can see here that these are the listings I did, and these are the listings I didn't do. Here. So I had a goal of 100. I actually did 40. So big fail on my part. I think I failed to make a reasonable goal for myself, for one thing. If I'm listing nothing but like 100 video games, I could do that in 2 days. But a lot of this stuff I really have to check out. Sometimes I'll shoot a video, taking lots of photos. You got to be descriptive. So not necessarily a realistic goal to hit 100. I'm going to change my goal to 60 for this week. But yeah, I listed 40 items this week and $11.81 total price for those items, and $29.54 average cost per item, which is pretty close to the 30 I want to be at if I actually get those prices. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to try and update you guys every week on Monday of what I listed for the previous week, because this, guys, the listing is where the rubber meets the road. A lot of people will say, and I agree with this to a certain extent, you make your money when you buy, but you don't make your money when you buy if you just put it in a pile and it sits there. So you make your money when you list. That's the key. And Nick has been in this game a long time. He says, how much you list is very dependent on the type of items you're listing, for sure. Yeah. Absolutely, man. Like I said, if I was listing video games, I could do just, hundreds, because it's like literally 2 or 3 photos. Don't really have to say much. Item speaks for itself and move on to the next one. But, if you're doing like stereo equipment and, video cameras and stuff like that, a lot of testing involved. So, but let me not ramble. Okay, we're going to do a time check. It is now 7:39 p.m. Central Standard, and we're going to get going. We're going to get started, guys. I have 38 items sold, which is not a ton, but I think it's actually more than last week, so that's good. Pretty good sales this week. I didn't figure out the average cost per sale, but it was pretty decent, I think. Let's go ahead and get started. This is just a G.I. Joe. This is like a mid-90s, I think. I don't know if I said in the listing. Look, all I said was new in box, minor wear. This is like a 90s version, not much value. I picked this up in it was a business card pickup whenever I picked up the stamps and stuff. So Oh, look, Golden Finger Picker is here. Profit is determined when you buy, not to be mistaken for money in the bank. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the profit is determined by what you buy and how low you buy, but it's not actually realized until you sell. So, okay, this is something I bought last year. This I bought, I think, for $5. I had it for a long time at $39.99. This is simply a AM FM stereo receiver. It doesn't do anything by itself. You have to actually hook it up. Let me see if I have a picture of the back. Yeah, you have to actually connect this. You see the output right here? This output would have to go on to a stereo like receiver amplifier to be of any use. And this never sold. I dropped the price to $20 and I sold it. So got rid of that really quick. Nick says, don't beat yourself up about the rambling, Lonnie. People watch you for a reason. You're a natural in front of the camera. I don't know if I'm a natural. You know what? I have rambling shows, Nick, like the Cajun Pickers on Thursday, this coming Thursday. That is a rambling show for sure. That's what we're doing is rambling. So I'm going to try and tighten things up. I do have like family obligations and work obligations too. So I think it's important to try and make it concise. Okay, this is, guys, a Boat Buddy. And this sold so fast, I think I underpriced it. There wasn't a whole lot to go off of as far as comps for this item. This item basically hooks up to your trailer. Let's see. Here, I'll zoom in on this little thing here. It hooks up to your trailer where the little eye hook connects. It hooks on the trailer. You pull your boat in, and the eye hook automatically connects to this device. It's spring loaded. You basically cock it, and then whenever the let me see if I can get the bottom photo. There we go. Whenever the hook bumps into this part right here, it sends this hammer across, and it connects the boat. So you don't have to have a buddy pull you in and hook it up and winch it and all that stuff. I don't know how well it works. I bought it for $5, sold it for $40. Sold in like 20 minutes. Wesley says, buy low and blow that shit out. Yes, indeed, man. I love it. Quick flip. That's my game. This is some of the last of the Lego stuff. $25. I had to lower the price a little bit. This is from that giant Lego haul. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go back about a month in my videos and you'll see the Lego haul. Lonnie has the help your fellow seller gene. Yeah, I guess I do, Sherry. I do, and that's what you sell in there in the chat. These are just some poly bags, and sold this for $12.99. I accidentally put the wrong kind of shipping here. You see it says expedited. This thing might weigh an ounce or two, so they wanted it quick, so I did go ahead and send it priority. So since they paid for it anyway, send it in like a I think I used the small flat rate box. So this is part of the dumpster haul, and this is almost the last thing that I got out the dumpster that sold. These things do not sell well. I had them up at like 20 something bucks for a while, and they never sold. So I dropped the price. I didn't have much in them, so sold them for $14.99. Tetris 1, Tetris 2 for the original NES. Okay, this is just a Shimano fishing visor. I didn't really think it would sell. It's a used visor. Let me see if I can show y'all I guess it's not really too dirty or anything. I mean, it's in okay shape. Paid about $25 for this thing and sold it for $9. So nothing too glamorous, but it's a good sale. I mean, it took like probably 2-3 minutes to make the listing. These are some of the bumper sticker lot / decal / just stickers. Budweiser, these sold really fast. I bought a bunch of stickers for like $5. When I say a bunch, I mean hundreds. So these already put me in the profit off of this lot right here. And Christian, I saw your message about wanting the Saint stickers a little too late. or I acted on it a little too late. So you're not going to like what you're going to see in a minute. Sorry, bud. Nick says he loved Tetris on the original Game Boy. Dude, that's all I played on the original Game Boy. I remember uh, I was play basketball when I was in high school, and we would just sit there and play on the bus rides to the game. So we would sit there and just play Tetris over and over and over. That's all we ever did on that thing. This is another set here from that lot, that big Lego lot. $40. Should have been about 50, but it didn't sell for a month, so I dropped the price. Krillin says, "What's up, Lonnie? What's up, Krillin? When did this vid start?" I think I said, what did I say? 7:29. Oh man, have I been going 17 minutes already since then? Probably about 15 to 20 minutes ago. 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, guys, this was my big score for the week. I picked this radio up for, golly, I don't remember. It was either $1 or $2. I'm sure somebody in the chat could tell me. But I picked this up for $1 or $2. I initially thought it was used, but upon closer inspection, it was not used at all. It had everything in it, including all the packing material. So I just put it back in the box. There was a little dent right here. This sold within a couple of days for $125. They've probably had it for a few days now. I haven't heard anything, so I'm assuming they're happy with it. Okay. Glad those stickers are selling. You should do well at it. Yeah. The stickers will sell. Stickers will sell. These are the postage stamps, guys. And this was a shame because these were part of like collector's edition sets. But when I looked them up, they turned out they were just worth, a certain percentage of their face value. Just it's kind of similar to melting down silver. So I sold $171.79 face value stamps for $128. Now, we'll tell you, doing the research, if the higher value stamps, the higher the face value stamps, like these are a big mixture of like 20s, 22s, 33s, all that. So these are not the best. If you have forever stamps, or if you could find forever stamps, those are going to sell a lot closer to that face value. Or if you find some like, they have priority stamps, or like $5.60 or something like that. If you can find those are going to sell for a lot higher value. I guess because with these, you have to stick like so many different odd amounts and all that to actually get to the correct postage. It's kind of a pain in the butt. So that's why they don't pay quite as much. Hey, Kelly. Kelly's saying hey in the chat. And Ozark's Picker says one can never find enough new and packaged Sony items. I know, man. I know. Chad, Golden Finger Picker, actually found a brand new in box, like rare, really rare Walkman. It's not the original, but I think it's one of the first ones ever made. And there's not like a comp on eBay to really compare it to. That's coffee, by the way, guys. I'm not drinking beer tonight. This is one of those American Family scales. I love these things because of the graphics on the front. Look at that. That is so like 1950s. You can just picture this being in a kitchen back in the 50s with one of those enamel tops, on the kitchen table. So, but anyway, this is a repop. This is a repro. I paid a couple of bucks for it, sold it pretty fast for 16 plus shipping. So this is one of those things that really, it's not really worth fooling with, but I just like it, So some of this stuff I just like to buy and own for a little while and sell, and that just gave me pleasure just owning it. So, it's maybe an aesthetic thing for me sometimes. I like these things though. Okay, this is something that I just got into. And Treasured Vintage, Angie, she says she loves the 50s graphics. I know she does because she's always buying that mid-century modern on her channel. So, and I did watch your thrift haul the other day, Angie. She actually live streamed from a thrift store, which is pretty cool and pretty brave. This is something that I just found out about from the Crazy Picker Life. They're camera guys, and they sell film. This is probably low end of the spectrum as far as used film would go. Hello, silver hair stacker. And this is probably at the low end for a couple of reasons. It's not super old. It's not professional grade. It's like just consumer grade film. It's also only 12 exposures per roll. The boxes are kind of beat up, but it is sealed. So I picked this up for $2, sold it for 13. Nick says, the small profit items buy the beer, the big ticket items pay the mortgage. That's right, man. Both are important. I kind of look at the small items as kind of laying down a nice little everyday base. And then the big items really bring in the money. You know, I mean, I don't think you could do it without both, at least not right now for me. Maybe once I get into bigger ticket items, I can get away from the smaller stuff. Another G.I. Joe, cheapy, 14 plus shipping. And guys, I didn't run any sales for this time period. And I didn't take any offers except for one thing I had offer on. This is the thing I had an offer on. This lamp I've had for a long time, and it's a Boondock Saints lamp. It doesn't have the shade. It's got a flaw. Let me take this off. It's got a flaw right here where that little socket is not connecting to the top of the lamp quite correctly. I've also had this on local sale. I got a lot of weird questions like, how real are these? Would somebody think it's a real gun? I want to use this as a prop in a movie. And right away I was like, that's not cool, because what if this is used to like try and stick up a bank, you know, because they do look real. So I took them off a local sale. Guy paid for these just today. So, $25 is what I got for them. I paid $1 probably 2 months ago. Brenda asked, does used film need to be any special type, color, black and white, etc.? I think if it's sealed and you get it cheap, you can safely buy it. If you want to better answer that question, go watch the Crazy Picker Life's question and answer show, because I asked them that question because I don't know. And they probably gave about a 5-minute answer there. So go check that out. I did ask them that question. You know, get it cheap, get it at the right price, so you don't have to really know that much. This is the Radio Shack Realistic TRC 207. It's basically just a handheld CB radio. I did take it over to the truck stop, got a radio check on camera, and it worked fine. It's really clean. Like, I don't even know if it's ever being used. I sold it pretty cheap, $25. It sold within a couple of days, I guess, 3 to 4 days. John Wilbur says, still a rad lamp. It was really cool. It was really cool. This is just a duffel bag. This is a 1952. The date was actually in the bag. And the reason I bought this duffel bag was it actually had the bases that it had seen time in. Fort Bliss, which I've been to. Aberdeen Proving Grounds, Maryland, haven't been there. Fort Polk, I've been there, which is actually in Louisiana. Bubba's here, Mr. Sadie. Hey, man, how you doing? Nick, I will see you later, sir. Have a good night, man. So, yeah, I picked this up for $3 and sold it for $23. Took about a week, I guess. And the buyer was happy. And look here, on any of this military stuff, you can usually look inside and find something like this. Bag. And they always say it backwards like Yoda speak. Bag, comma, duffel. Instead of saying duffel bag, they always say it like that. I don't know why. Bag with a comma, duffel. They do that with everything. Comma, type 1. Dickey Manufacturing Company, 1952. A lot of times the stuff is dated too. So that was pretty cool. And being in the military, I kind of appreciated that. Christian's been to that base in Maryland. Okay, cool. What branch were you in? You were in the Army, I guess? This is a PlayStation 2 that I got out of that $80 lot where I had 7 consoles and a ton of games. And they were untested. Luckily, the ones I've tested so far have worked. This one sold really fast. I was going to peel this Atari sticker off. Excuse me. I was going to peel this Atari sticker off, but I decided it looked cool and I kept it on there. Came with a controller and 3, like, really, these games are probably worth about $0.05 a piece, guys. So it's not really throwing in anything. Sold this for $52.99, like probably same day, which is what I usually sell consoles in. I usually sell them on the same day. So yeah, this is a really good sale. PS2 Slims are really hot sellers and they ship really well. Regional A is what I shipped this one in. This is some more film. I paid $2 or $3 for a Kodak camera, instant camera, and this film. And I haven't even listed the camera. I think I'm going to throw the camera out because it doesn't really have enough value to fool with. But the film actually had some value. Both of these film packs are sealed and they expired. Film expired 11/97. So this stuff expired almost 20 years ago. It's so crazy. But there's definitely a market for that. This is my own personal flash. I'm getting rid eventually of my DSLR because I just don't want to use it anymore. It's too heavy and all that stuff. So I sold the flash this past week. It did have a flaw. There's supposed to be right here. There's supposed to be a little diffuser thing that pulls out and drops down. It's missing. Other than that, flash worked fine. This is an older model that I actually picked up in a deal. I think it was a Facebook deal, probably last year. So I sold that for $60. All right, so y'all might have seen these watches in one of my videos. I paid $1 a piece for these watches and sold them for $40. Now they all have flaws. They're nice watches. Like there's a Fossil, there's a Swiss Army, Citizen, Pulsar, there's a Seiko Mickey, and another Fossil. But if you really look at these watches, they're not in good shape. Let me see. Yeah, this will show. Look, check this out. Look at all this pitting and tarnishing and just really nasty looking watches. All the crystals, look at the scratches and chips on that crystal. That's going to have to be replaced. The gold's rubbed off around the edge. So these watches are really pretty trashed. So I was pretty happy to turn, $6 into 40. Actually, it was probably $10 because there were 4 watches that I did get rid of. I didn't even put them up for sale. They were like fashion watches that really didn't have any value. Okay, picked this up. Whew, man, it's probably been a year and a half. And I took this. I didn't have a good photo set up when I took this picture. I actually took it outside. White balance is all off, crappy looking. The game is sealed. I made it probably look with this photo worse than it really was. But yeah, sold it for $14 plus shipping. I think I paid $2 or $3 for this. Okay, Christian, there is your Saints lot. It's gone. It's already shipped. It's shipped to San Antonio, Texas. So just a bunch of bumper stickers. New old stock stuff from the probably late 90s, mid to late 90s. $14.99 plus shipping. Krillin's asking, Lonnie, what do people do with those watches? I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know watches. That's why I was glad to just flip them like that. I guess maybe they use the parts, but those aren't really expensive watches that you would think somebody would spend a lot of effort using the parts out of, because you can find them pretty easily on eBay in great condition. So there's Kinetic Energy, my co-host for Thursday night's Cajun Pickers show. Hey, man. Okay, Samuel Adams, wall-mounted beer opener, and this is, look, this part up here, that's metal. It's pretty nice. This part down here, that's just plastic. It's got some mounting hardware in the back to attach the stuff to a wall. You can see it down there in those little baggies. Paid like $1 probably a year ago. This is like way before the flood happened. And I finally got it listed. And it sold pretty quick, $12.99 plus shipping. Okay, this is, I got a good price on this. I shipped this out today. This is a OG Microsoft Xbox. A couple of games with it. Controller, one controller, and then all the cables. I did test it. I didn't do a video, but I did take just a picture here of it actually playing a game. Sold it within a couple of days, and I got probably a little higher than I should have for whatever reason. Maybe it was just the... it might have just been like the location of the buyer. The shipping made sense for him. Because these things are heavy. I think this box was weighing like about 10 pounds, something like that. Henry is here. Hello, my friend. Okay, this is the Xbox 360 controller. I think I picked it up just this past weekend, and I did find out, luckily, pretty quickly. I just searched Xbox 360 controller, and I found one that looked just like it, and I figured out it was a Halo 3 Covenant Edition, limited edition Covenant version or something like that. Sold it really quick at $26. Might have been able to get a couple more bucks for it, but that's fine. And Mr. Sadie says, I almost bought some of your stickers to resell, friend. Great price, money still on the table. Yeah, man. I mean, if a reseller wants to buy them and make some more bucks on it, that's good with me, man. I'm good. This is from the Electronics Hall Nerd Lot. Got 65 bucks. These were not sealed new, but they were about 99% complete. I didn't do a real close inventory. I did, disclose exactly what I was looking at. Look, I tell them right here, but it looks as though they are all still there, or at least 90%. So the original retail on just one of these boxes, look, $119.99. It says clearance, but I'm pretty sure that was the original price. That was a good profit there. Some more of the Nerd Lot, really good price on this. Micro, I'm not going to get too far into it. If you want to, you can Google it. It's an Arduino Yun. It's got Wi-Fi capabilities. It's a microcontroller you could program. $47.99 plus shipping. It was new in a really bad box. That seal was actually not broken right there. The box is just really kind of messed up. Look, Swamp Picker is here too. That is my other co-host for the Cajun Picker Show, which we're going to be doing this Thursday. And guys, is 8 o'clock CST good again? Led Zeppelin shirt. This is a repop, obviously. It's not vintage. I've curtailed my buying of t-shirts. So I'm going to blow these out. Not making money on this one. Paid $1.99 plus tax, selling it for $8. So by the time it's all said and done, just a couple of bucks profit here. $8 plus shipping here. And Krillin said, Lion, did you ever go back and buy those stamps from the estate sale? No, I didn't. I was so done with that guy. Okay, this is a throw-in camera that I got in a camera deal. I offered to pay full price on two other cameras, which came up to $22 for the other two cameras if they threw this camera in. I had no idea what it was worth at the time, or I might have just paid what they were asking, which I believe was $10 on this camera. Awesome condition, worked well. I did test it out real quick. And I even threw in a SD card and SD card right here, just to kind of sweeten the deal. I got really good money for this, $80 plus shipping. So that was pretty awesome for a throw-in. Let's see. Julie says, I've seen some go high on auction. People really want them. Got to get really good photos. They're going outside. Natural light to take them. Golly, I need to see I'm not sure what that's in regards to. Let's scroll back. Somebody in the chat, tell me, what was she talking about right there? I'm curious what Julie is talking about. Here's another part of the Nerd Lot. This is just another, I'm not going to get too far into it again. Another microcontroller development board. You can actually play games. I think you could turn this into like a Game Boy Color. And here's a little shield you could put on top. That's just a little display. Touchscreen display that you actually mount on top of this little board. It goes right here. Program the thing, play games, whatever you want to do. It's got all kind of inputs and outputs. $27.99 plus shipping. Mario Kart, pretty simple. $3 in, $19.49 plus shipping out, and it sold fast. And look, this is all I did. The only pictures I take. I know a lot of people want to use all 12 photos. It's kind of hard on a video game. This one, I took a picture of the front, and then I opened the case up and took a picture of this. That's it. Games are so easy. Kelly's saying she thinks watches. Oh, jewelry and watch slots. Okay, gotcha. Mr. Sadie says, do you ever get tired of Swamp beating you to sales? Nah, it's all good fun, man. Although that one hurt a little bit because that was the first one I went to the other day. And Swamp's walking up with a big, couple arms full of the good stuff, and there's nothing else left. So I was glad I didn't run into him again that day. Yes, Mike, I sold it. Were you serious about wanting that game? Dude, I will look, I tell you what, the next one I get, I'll call you and let you take a shot at it. I'll do it for 70% of eBay price or something like that, dude. So, anyway, this is the VHS lot that I bought at garage sale for $1. I thought I was going to get closer to $40, but I wasn't real thorough when I was looking at those prices. I think I told y'all about 35 to 40. A lot of those were shipping included. This is 30 plus shipping on top that I got. So still awesome return. VHS tapes are the bomb. They really are. They're awesome. And no, I'm not going to slash Glenn's tires. Glenn is a very nice dude. Okay, guys, this is, I think in my 10 items to buy video that I made a while back, I talk about remote controls, but I haven't really shown a whole lot of remote controls. This one I bought at a Goodwill a couple of months ago for 99 cents, and it's just been sitting there. Somebody finally bought it $12.99. And I look for I love when it comes to remote controls, I don't love TV remote controls. I like mid to higher end brand audio remote controls. Those are the ones people want, because a lot of times the all-in-one or universal remotes can't replicate all of the special functions you'll find on a audio remote control. So I think that's why they sell a little better. Or you can't, it's harder to find the codes. I found it harder to find codes for audio systems. And you know what, guys, going back to that, I did see, I can't remember where, it's probably on Facebook, some guys were talking about how you test these things. And all they do is they put batteries in the remote control, and then they aim it. They take like an iPad or a cell phone and put it on selfie view, on the other side of the room. They aim the remote at the phone and they hit the button. And whenever you're aiming it at a camera, the camera can see the little IR transmitter. The human eye can't, but the camera can, and you can see it in the video image. So, and every time you press a button, you should see that little light up, the little IR transmitter. So that's, I don't typically test them, but if you get a higher end one, maybe you would want to do that, and then you could say it was tested, So something to think about. If you Google that, you'll probably find a little more information than I gave you. Okay, this is a Super Nintendo. This came out of the dumpster lot and sold it pretty quickly. I think I was right on target with my price here. It's only got one controller, and it's got a crappy game that I had to buy off of eBay. I bought the cheapest game I could find because I didn't have any. I also had to buy a video cable for like $5 because I didn't have one of those either. And I finally tested it, and I think I put, here's just a really junky looking picture of me testing that game just to give them a little confidence. This sold pretty quickly. The thing it did have going for it, and I think Side Hustle Pro mentioned this on Facebook today, it does have no discoloration. There's no yellowing or anything like that. So pretty nice little flip here. This is out of that camera lot. I took the lens off of this camera, sold it separately, and sold the camera body by itself for $16.99, which is pretty good. Pretty good price. Okay, look, guys, this is most of you probably know. I'm not telling you something you don't know, but just in case, baseball season just started. I think 2 days ago. I had this hat that I bought a couple of weeks ago, and it's been listed, and it sold today, I think. Actually, yeah, I think this sold today. Had about a quarter in it. Got 14 plus shipping out of it, so that's pretty cool. Pretty good shape. This is one of those, I don't know a whole lot about hats. This is a fitted 7 5/8, pretty big hat. And it's a 59.50, which is a good brand, so I hear. Must be, because it's used and it's sold for like 14 bucks. Okay, and this finally is the Dave Ramsey Financial Peace University CD set. The crazy card is here. That is Mike. You coming in right on the tail end, buddy. Right on the tail end, Mike. This is the Financial Peace University set, and it's got, just all the CDs. This package did come with books and stuff like that if you bought it, from Dave Ramsey, but all I had was the CDs. I picked this up for 50 cents, and I priced it fairly aggressively, but not super cheap. So, what, 40x profit here? That's pretty good. So, yeah, that is it. And guys, self-help stuff sells so well, whether it be body, finance, business, like any of that kind of stuff just really does well. Really does well. And guys, I think, let's see, I started at 7:30-ish, maybe 7:31, 7:32. It's only 8:11, so I didn't do too bad. And I am going to call that a wrap on this show. I want to remind y'all again, thumbs up if you liked it. Hang on, let me take care of this. There we go. All right. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. I think the guy I just blocked or banned might give me a thumbs down, but that's cool. Subscribe if you haven't done it already. Don't forget, we will have a live show on Thursday with Mike, Glenn, and myself, Cajun Pickers Show, 8 p.m. Central as far as I know. Haven't really been keeping up with the chat too well. So y'all have a great night, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.